Okay, so quick video. We are going to be reacting to the new Aztec game that is controversial for some reason. So I'm not really sure which one it is. So I guess if we have to watch both of them, we can, but let's just start with this one. Oh no. Oh no. They gotta insert cartoonish climbing mechanics. It seems like every game now has this unrealistic, completely insane ability to climb anything. Since Assassin's Creed made sense to have those kind of climbing mechanics, but in a game like this, it's just stupid. Do you really think in the what was it, the 14, 15, 1600s? Not 1600s, they were climbing around like a freaking video game. That just completely takes you out of the film. Does anybody believe warriors in that time climbed like that during that era? No, they just walk around like everybody else. So let's go back and just see how stupid this is. First of all, there's way too few Aztecs present in this gameplay trailer. So we know Techlitan, or whatever it's called, is a huge city. It was heavily populated. It had at least 500,000 people, or at least 250,000 people living. So this is supposed to be this vast city, this vast, highly populated city. You have all these people concentrated on basically an island in the middle of a lake. Techlitan, or Aztec city, or whatever you want to call it, was a city on an island with like hundreds of thousands of people living on. So why is there like 2 Aztecs in this trailer? There was only like what, a 500 Spanish conquistadors that participated in the invasion. Why is there more conquistadors than Aztec warriors? There should be like 100 Aztec warriors for every conquistador. This is so stupid. And that never happened, by the way. They kidnapped the king. They kidnapped the king. They didn't they didn't just go up behind him and freaking stab him. They actually kidnapped him, and they held the people of the city hostage for like a month. Dude, does anybody think somebody, this guy isn't a boatload of muscle. He's just a regular guy. He doesn't really have a bunch of muscle. Do you think he'd be able to flip over this huge freaking Aztec or huge freaking conquistador with like 10 layers of armor? He's got pounds and pounds and pounds of armor, and this guy just flips him over like he's nothing? Like he's nothing, like he's not wearing any armor, like this guy's in double his size. Oh, I'm just gonna flip this guy over. It's so easy. Look at that. Look how weightless that looks. Look how weightless that looks. Zero weight. The animations aren't realistic. And I guess this guy's freaking blind too. I guess the AI isn't that good. And what the hell? This guy just disappeared. Like, at first, this guy was here, and then there was think that's another guy standing in the corner, then they just disappear. It just there's no continuity. You're supposed to have continuity in your trailer. You can't just cut from scene to scene. Oh, I want to see how this guy saves his pal. And then it just cuts and then he just disappears. So whatever, I'm not even invested into this anymore. And this is probably the stupidest aspect of this Aztec game. Yeah, normal people wouldn't be able to climb that. I'm sorry to say there's no historical record of Aztec warriors climbing these vast structures that obviously weren't designed to be climbed. There's zero record of that. So why is this like an Assassin's Creed type game? Like, you don't have to insert, you could have made interiors where you have to fight your way up a building. Through the interior you explore these huge tombs and tunnels within the building, but no, we'll just have them climb up the building instead of actually having interiors in our game where you actually fight enemies. So a lot of people think it's a huge win by having climbing mechanics, but it's actually a huge loss. It prevents developers from designing their game in a realistic way by having expansive interiors. Oh, you can climb over a building, but you can't go inside it. The graphics don't look very good. I'm just going to be honest. Let me put this in full screen. I'm just going to be honest. The graphics don't look good. And it looks pre-rendered, if I'm being honest. This looks somewhat pre-rendered. And as for the actual character design, I don't think it looks very good. There's no gloss, you can't see pores on his skin, his hair looks placed on, it doesn't look like it's attached to his scalp. Oh my god. What is up with these animations? They move like robots. Look how he just grabs the plant. They don't even have a grabbing animation for their plants. He just swipes at it. He doesn't grab it. Look how that doesn't even look realistic. Look at this. Yeah, this looks pre-rendered. You don't know if this is an actual game that might come out. For as much as we know, this is pre-rendered. Nobody knows if this is an actual game. I'm not even sure if Aztec warriors dress like this, but imagine playing this, spending 10 hours playing the campaign, and half of that time is just spent looking at this guy's butt. Who wants to play that? This is a cutscene. It's so obviously pre-rendered. Like this isn't even funny, man. It's so obviously pre-rendered, or at the very, very least scripted. Jesus, I don't get why I don't just design the first level of the game and then show that instead of all these random animations and random cutscenes. This is more like a concept art rather than a game that's coming out. So apparently this guy's a one-man army too. Shouldn't he have a backup? I mean, it is his home city. Shouldn't he have like thousands and thousands of other warriors that can help him? Like seriously, that would be a more fun game than just this generic one-man army. Just imagine huge expansive battles taking place all across the city but instead you're just one guy moving through from point A to point B, and they have spawn soldiers, generic spawn enemies randomly placed. That's what this is. There's nothing different about this game besides it's an Aztec historical, not even historical, an Aztec skin. It's just a reskin of many, many other games. There's nothing different about it. And on top of that, the actual animations are very boring. It's lazy. The enemy AI is absolutely retarded. Why should I buy this game? Oh, but it's Aztec, man. There has been Aztec game. No, that's not good enough. Scripted. That's scripted, obviously. Look how he's walking. So he's just running, and then randomly the guys behind him, he like teleports behind him. Did anybody else notice that? He literally teleports behind him. He's just teleported. Do you see how slow that tiger moved? Or jaguar, whatever. That tiger freaking moves so freaking slow. It's like slow. Oh, we're gonna make the tiger move unrealistically slow, so it makes the action better. Duh. No, that's not realistic at all. Yeah, no, I am not excited for this game. At the very least, let's read some of the comments. Once one of the conquistadors coughs on you, it's game. Yeah, this is unrealistic. They would have died from disease a long time ago. You wouldn't be able to play a full mission without dying from disease if this was realistic. This guy says, my biggest concern is the muted color palette. They could really make some interesting visuals in the cities at least. Even the Spaniards said the cities were the most beautiful they had ever seen. Let's see some dyed cloth, some paint feathers, etc. A little more life and color. I absolutely agree with that person. If you've ever seen the movie Apocalypto, that movie was so awesome. That movie was artistically god tier. Okay, that was the most real. When I was watching Apocalypto, I thought I was actually time traveling. But this, no, it's just a stupid. I don't even know who this game's for. Who cares? Who wants to see him? Who wants to play a mediocre? It looks like a mobile game. Let's be honest. Let's stop playing games. This looks like a mobile game, and it's pre-rendered. So how sad is that? So let's read two more comments. Finally, a game that isn't about Greece, Norse mythology, or Japan. Hopefully delivers. I mean, there are Europeans in this game. If you want to make a game about Aztecs, why does it always have to take place between the time period of when the Spaniards arrived and the invasion? Isn't there more to Aztec history? They could have made it about a game about Aztec warriors invading and warring with neighboring tribes. That would be way more interesting about the inner workings of the Aztec Empire. I'd be much more inclined to play that game that was based on before the Europeans arrived. If you make a game based on after the Spaniards arrived, it's going to be stupid because everybody just dies of disease. And there's a huge freaking technological gap I mean, the Spaniards were more technological advanced. Who wants to be a guy with a wooden stick charging into armed guns and fully armored up Spaniards? Nobody. Nobody. Oh, let me just charge at this guy with a gun, with a freaking stick. Who, like, come on, man. Your suspension of disbelief is that um um disabled, where you don't even notice stuff like this. The average gamer is like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this game. I'm so excited for this day. No, no, no. I'm not buying this. I'm not playing this. I'm not even going to mention this game anymore for the rest of my life because I'm sick of mediocre games. I'm sick of mediocre mobile looking games. So let's read one more comment. That sounds like a great idea. The animation and mechanics look kind of weird. Obviously, so this guy even agrees with me. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Let's be real. Other people agree with me that the animations look janky. It looks garbage. But since it's still a work in progress, I'm optimistic about the final outcome. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm optimistic. I'd say I'm skeptical. So, if you guys think this game will be good? Let me know in the comment section.